Contact Aliens Within 30 Days, a how-to guide for positive, passionate and loving people wishing to contribute to extraterrestrial communities. Expansion Series Volume 2, compiled by Manu S. Dedicated to all those who support the next stage of human evolution, Homo Galacticus. Notes and disclaimers. Please do not read the book all the way through from beginning to end in one sitting. Each day builds on the last, and is less likely to work for you if you read Day 2 without starting the exercises in Day 1. Each section should be started with a sense of excitement and anticipation with no expectations, and the exercises in each section should be begun before going on to the next section. If you read everything first, then go back and read it again later, it will not have the same required effect. This paragraph will make more sense when you've completed the exercises in Day 3. Legal stuff. The information in this book is for entertainment purposes only. It is not meant to help diagnose or treat a mental illness. While the information in this book may be suitable for some, in no way does the author or publisher assume a responsibility for any problems may occur during and after following the advice in this book. Please seek professional advice before continuing. Any references to external businesses does not assume a relationship with said business and are referred to for reference only. Introduction. Thank you for your interest in contacting aliens. It is an amazing path that you have decided to take, and your action today will make it easier for others to follow you. The following information focuses on upgrading your level of positivity to a level where you'll be able to connect with aliens at a point closer to their much higher positivity level. With that in mind, the techniques in this book can also be used simply to change your life and your outlook on life to be more positive. You don't need to have the goal of meeting aliens to find the techniques in this book useful. While many of these techniques have been used over the centuries to create private alien contact situations, there is no guarantee that it will work for you in 30 days if the life path you have chosen does not include alien contact yet. However, you may be interested to know that, as many read the energy now, and even scientists have begun saying, we're likely to have official first contact with alien life by the year 2033. There are a number of things pointing towards this time frame, and so, if you're not ready for private contact happening at any time, simply live your life to the fullest and wait for 2033. Actually, if millions of people put into action the techniques in this book, we might even be able to bring the year of official first contact forward. So, if you're ready for private alien contact, the techniques in this book will put you in a better position where you have a much higher probability of meeting aliens privately. Without following many of the techniques in this book, remembering a contact with an alien is fairly unlikely, unless that was already a planned part of your life path, an appointment organized before you were born. I say remembered, as all 7 billion of us have had contact with aliens in many different ways. All of us. Many do not remember, many have deliberately blanked the memory, and many have been convinced by others that it never happened, it wasn't real, it was just their imagination. The evidence of alien life is so overwhelming, and the logic of the existence of alien life is such a no-brainer, that the idea that there are people in the world that still don't believe aliens exist really is a surprise to the millions that do remember their encounters. For added scientific validity, look up the Drake equation. And so, while the title of this book is from a linear perspective, perhaps a more accurate title would be plus or minus 30 days, as the techniques in this book will not only get you closer to having a new alien encounter in the future, but also help you remember the one you had in the past. Please note that the chapters in this book are quite intensive. If you wish to complete everything in this book in exactly 30 days, then you'll need the full 24 hours per day. Sleep is included in the exercises. It's unlikely you'll be able to complete this book in a year if you're working 12 hours a day and are too exhausted to spend much time on many of the self-development exercises. There are a few things you need to know before exploring alien contact. Why do you want private contact with aliens? Firstly, and this is very important, please consider why you want alien contact. If it is because you think it is an exciting thing to do, that you have something you'd like to offer aliens in exchange for them meeting you, or you want to make a great contribution to galactic society, read on. If, however, you want to meet aliens because you feel incomplete, that you have a need to meet them, that you believe that meeting an alien will make your life meaningful, then I'm sorry to say that aliens are unlikely to drop in a way that you would remember. Have you ever had a really needy friend that called you all the time, wanted your advice all the time, needed your help with things all the time? After you've spent several years trying to help this person and realize nothing is changing for them, and that even if you stopped, they'd just find someone else to help them, would you want to continue to spend your time with this person? Or even spend much of your life with this person? I'm not talking about people who are disabled or children that really need help. I'm talking about people who think they're a victim and the world is out to get them. I'm talking about people who focus on all the tiny things in life that may be considered minor irritations for some, but for them is a major problem in their lives. You wouldn't want to spend time with these people for too long. Well, guess what? Neither would aliens. Help people like this get the professional help they need and continue to live your life to the fullest as a great example for them to follow. Contacting aliens is a little bit more complicated than just that, and has to do with vibrational frequency, but we'll go into that a bit later. So, if you think you might be that needy type of person, you can use some of the techniques in this book to change yourself to be the sort of person that aliens would like to meet. Aliens live for the moment, happy, think ecstatic people who have unconditional love for everyone and can see the positive in absolutely every situation. Yes, even in torture and death. They love people who know they're eternal and that this life is one of billions that they have had, will have, and are having, but are also aware that this is the only time they'll ever be this person, and so every second should be enjoyed. They love people who love themselves, and through loving themselves, spread the love of who they are to others. Of course, aliens will appear and help people along the right path, but that person must first show they want to go along the right path. Extremely negative people who wallow in their negativity and never give a positive thought about themselves or others just can't even be approached by aliens. The negativity that person gives off will actually mean aliens are unable to even create a connection to that person, to even attempt to help them. It would be as though they were completely invisible. So, if you've discovered how much better life is, if you're happy, and you're continually following your excitement, joy, and passion to become happier, you'll be at a level where aliens will be able to meet you. What's the great law of the universe? Secondly, in our universe, like attracts like. If you're unhappy, you'll attract more unhappy situations to reinforce your unhappiness. If you're happy, you'll attract more happy situations to reinforce your happiness. This is the basic law of the universe, and it is easily testable. Create a diary and be happy for a week and record all your experiences. Then be unhappy for a week and record your experiences. Add up all the surprisingly good situations you had over those 2 weeks, and you'll find most of them were in the first week and barely any in the second. Add all the really bad experiences you had in both weeks, and you'll find barely any are in the first, but there are many in the second. It's just how the universe works. Your attitude changes the world around you, as the world around you reflects back to you who you already are, not who you will become. So you can make this work to your advantage. By having a 24/7 attitude of complete and total gratitude for everything around you, the universe, the food you eat, the people you meet, the air you breathe, the ground you walk on, and following your joys and passions, not only will you attract the world you want to live in, you'll be able to attract a great, awesome, friendly, caring, kind, considerate, and growth-building alien into your life. If you're unable to see how anyone could see anything positive about the world, you may be suffering from several negative thought processes that come under the general counseling title of cognitive distortions. Look this list up. See which ones you're affected by, change them, then come back to this book. How does fear affect your connection with aliens? Thirdly, deep fears may attract negative aliens. If you have any fears about it, if you believe that aliens are only evil and always want to invade and take over, then, in rare cases, you may attract a negative alien. That may sound a bit scary, but even aliens know that there is only positive and negative energy, and both are valid. But interestingly, most negative energy aliens are by themselves, but most positive energy aliens have worlds behind them. So it is much easier to meet a positive alien than it is to meet a negative one. The techniques in this book will allow you to be more likely to attract a positive alien. And now that the human race has advanced sufficiently that official first contact is imminent, negative aliens are having a hard time even trying to locate our planet, let alone a negative person on it. Our advanced level is now making it harder for negative aliens to even make a connection. So, back to positive. If you believe you're really positive, you now have 30 days to test yourself. You may wish to work through this book as a month of 30 days, or 30 Sundays, or any collection of days with breaks in between. Whichever amount of days you feel is necessary to get through each of the steps. Keep a diary and write down all your positive thoughts every day. Keep a separate diary and write down any tiny negative thoughts that came in and what you did to make them go away. If you succeed in getting through 30 days without being angry, raising your voice, or thinking negatively about someone or some situation, or getting pulled into any kind of drama, you're ready for contact with aliens, and they will have probably already appeared beside your bed to say hi. If you barely get through the first few hours of the first day without thinking something negative, then you'll have a lot of work ahead before positive aliens will feel that you'll be ready for them to visit you privately. Please note that aliens have reached a much higher level of civilization than us. They certainly don't watch television, use radio waves to communicate, or buy products for self-improvement or external pleasure. Aliens' pleasure comes from within them. They are in a state of pure ecstasy and unconditional love from birth to transition, and don't need anything outside of themselves to make them happy. The urge to live for an alien comes from their joy to create, and their creation attracts others interested in it. In that sense, they are always helping others. You'll attract the alien that loves to create something that will help you spiritually in some way. So, to attract a positive alien, you need to be happy from within too. Even if you just watch a comedy show to cheer you up once every few months, or require chocolate, alcohol, or other drugs to improve your outlook, you're not at their level yet. About abduction stories. There are some people around the world who have had what they describe as negative experiences with aliens. Many of these stories have been beaten up and exaggerated in the media and conspiracy theorist documentaries purely for ratings, and these stories should be looked at with discernment, as it is very easy to change a word to make something sound worse than it is. For example, appointment, abduction, medical examination, invasive probing, slow release medicine, implant, asleep, paralyzed, forgotten agreement, against their will, different features, monstrous features, large eyes, abnormal eyes. Can you see how simply changing the words changes the perspective of a story? And in the media, they add things like deep voices, scary sounding music, dim lighting, shadows, and other techniques to make it really terrifying. What has actually happened is that before the person chose to be incarnated in this world, they made an agreement with an alien, or a group of aliens, that the alien would take care of them during their lifetime when they're here, and in return, they will contribute to the survival of the alien's race. Personally, if someone asked me to live on another planet, and by doing so I'd be helping to save another race, I'd be happy to make that kind of agreement. But choosing to live as a human on Earth means we forget everything about where we were before we were born. Our souls are eternal, and we're connected to billions of past and future lives. Can you imagine if you suddenly could remember all your past and future lives? That would send any human mad. As well, those experiences in those past and future lives would influence this one. Not a good situation to be in, so we forget. And we forget important things like we're helping to save another civilization by being here. In any case, I digress. If you've read this far, it means you understand all this and are ready for the next step in human evolution. You're ready to take your part as a galactic human and join with other caring, loving alien civilizations around the galaxy. If you're ready to do that, if you're excited to do that, then you'll be able to follow the techniques in this book to meet an alien within the next 30 days. Or remember your meeting with an alien more than 30 days ago. This book, and many books like it out there, also have another function. By simply existing, this book is another vote for first contact. By simply having this book, you are voting for first contact to happen. With alien races having systems able to detect the energy of whether an ant under a rock in a Brazilian rainforest in timeline 572 is thinking about pointing his left antenna to the front, they'll know in a billionth of a second that you're holding this book and will be looking to see how far ahead you get with the techniques. In a sense, by simply holding this book, or listening to this recording, or downloading a digital version, you're sending out your invitation. But they won't visit you until they're sure you're sure. So are you ready for private alien contact? Or to remember your previous private alien contact? Are you ready for official first contact? Are you ready to take your place in the galaxy as a galactic human? Then read on. You and millions around the world are going to help change the human race for the better. Peace, love, and light, always. And this title, Contact Aliens Within 30 Days, is currently available on Amazon as a printed book and as a digital download. You can find out more by following the links below. Enjoy.